Hey, realtors, when you hear of a business plan, do you think of a long, complicated document that collects dust on your shelf? Well, not today. What if I told you that the keys to simplifying your real estate business plan isn't just about less paperwork, it's about creating a system you'll actually stick to? Today, we're going to be inspired by the principles of atomic habits, and I'm going to show you how to make your business plan simple, actionable, and part of your daily routine. So let's dive in to the strategies that will transform your business and your habits. So first and foremost, we want you to focus on the systems, not just the goals. Here's the first basic principle from Atomic Habits. Goals are great, but systems are better. Most businesses plan focus entirely on the results. How many transactions? How much income? But the results come from a system you create. A simplified business plan should focus on the habits and routines that lead to success. So I'm going to tell you guys, right? We can't control the results. We can control our actions. So we need to start focusing on what those actions are that lead to success. Atomic Habits calls them habits and routines. If your goal is to close 30 transactions in 2025, your system might include daily prospecting calls, weekly open houses, consistent follow-up, networking events. So instead of saying, I want to generate $150,000 in commissions, your plan should say, I will spend 1 hour every morning reaching out to my SOI and following up with my existing leads. Remember, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fail to the level of your systems. My favorite quote along those lines are the definition of sanity. You keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So what does it look like? How do we move forward? What do we do to make those results successful? So how do we do this? Part 2, we make it small, actionable steps. So in Atomic Habits, James Clear talks about the power of small, consistent actions. Your business plan should be no different. Simplify it by focusing on daily actions that are easy to start and repeat. So let's ask yourself, what are the smallest actions that you will move your business forward? So as an example, calling 5 leads instead of 20. Again, remember, one of these I always say is it's like building muscle, right? You don't go lift 100 pounds starting today. You don't go run 5 miles today. If you do, you're going to be in bed for a week, sore and in pain. We want to be able to get to those 20 lead phone calls, but start with small, actionable, and grow it from there. The 1% rule, 1% better every day. So calling those 5 leads instead of 20 is a great way of getting that started. So how can I make these actions part of my routine? Here's a great example of that. Block 30 minutes on your calendar every morning just for prospecting. This goal isn't to overwhelm you with a huge to-do list. It's to build momentum through small wins every day. I'm going to tell you a nice pro tip from this, from Think and Grow Rich, from Atomic Habits, is anchor your business plan actions to existing habits. For instance, after you check your email, so instead of just checking email, what you're going to do is check your email and then spend 15 minutes updating your CRM or making phone calls. I will even stretch it a little bit differently. One of the things that I do is I set myself up. These are chained events. I set my evening up. So the first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I'm taking those steps. So for instance, I will snooze certain actionable emails that I need to answer to come back in my periphery sometime that next morning. Now, I choose usually not to open emails in the morning because it can be distracting, but you could say, okay, I've got to answer these 5 emails first thing when I get up. So at 8 o'clock in the morning, those emails come back in and I can make it work for me. So that's one of the ways you can actually do this and kind of anchor your business plan to other existing habits. Next, track that progress. Another powerful atomic habit principle is what gets measured gets improved. I know it can be daunting. We don't like accountability all the time, but our simplified business plan should include a simple way to track action and progress. So again, for an example, use a habit tracker to track off your daily tasks like calls, follow-ups, and social media posts. Create a scorecard. You can do this in a spreadsheet if you want to. You could do it as a piece of paper. You can do it in Canva anymore to get some of this stuff done. But create that scorecard for weekly or monthly progress. For instance, what about the number of leads generated or showing scheduled or open houses attended or phone calls made? What are we putting in there? What are we tracking? Tracking not only keeps you accountable, it also gives you a sense of achievement. It's always great to see that progress. When I was, again, exercising back in the day, we would have to do these monthly check-ins to see how many more push-ups we did, how much more weight we squatted, or whatever it was. It was good. It was definitely rewarding, and it kept you motivated to keep struggling and going through the pain of working out because you saw the progress. Same thing with us when we are dealing with tracking our progress here. Don't necessarily look at the every day-to-day win. Look at it from a progressive goal every week, every month, not every day, right? Health practitioners tell you not to step on the scale every day. It's not going to be helpful for you. Same thing with us. We need to find that in there. But do count every small win as something that is a reward. Small wins reinforce a habit and keep us motivated. So again, as an example, let's say you plan on calling 10 people a day. At the end of the week, did you make those 50 phone calls? Did you get 5 appointments booked? The data will show your system is working and motivate you to keeping forward. I will tell you also, it also helps you to do this because if you get this done and you are seeing flaws in your system, you can correct it quicker. Part 4, design that environment for your success. This is extremely important. We can, especially in our world, chase squirrels. And it can be very distracting, very daunting. In real estate, distractions are very common and very often derail even the best laid plans. That's why Atomic Habit teaches us to design our environment to make good habits easier and bad habits harder. So here's how we do this. Keep that workspace clutter-free and make sure you are stocked with the tools like your phone, your CRM, your best, most favorite scripts are at your fingertips at all times. And also make sure you schedule focus time for your most important tasks. Turn off notifications. Remove the distractions on your laptop, your computer. There are really good tools. I love Pomodoro. It's a really good solution in here where it will remove and silence those distractions from your desktop, from your phone, whatever. These are really good ways of getting it done. If you want to learn more about Pomodoro, we'll do that at a later session. But it's really easy to do. So when you schedule that focus time for your most important tasks, you stay more focused. Also, use visual cues. Keep a checklist. You might have a whiteboard that has that checklist in place. You may have a tasking tool on your phone that helps you keep it available. Make sure whichever calendaring tool you use, whether it's a piece of paper on your phone, make sure it's there and visible to remind you of what your daily actions is. Also, it's a great way every week to review and make sure you are keeping pace with what you got to keep pace with, right? You know what's coming up. I am not much of a paper person. I tend to lose stuff, so I keep it on my digital device at all times, and it works really well. And remember, your environment can either support your success or sabotage it. So set it up for wins. Be honest, folks. Look at your arena right now and make sure it's good to go. So realtors, simplifying your business plan isn't just about cutting corners. It's about focusing on what really matters. When you align your plan with the principles of the atomic habits we talked about today, you're not just planning for success, you're building system and habits that guarantee it. So here's what I want you to do. Define one habit you will start today. Put it in the comments. And also download my free simplified business plan template in the comment section, in the description, to put these ideas into action. And again, folks, if you found this helpful, please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll see when our next video comes out. And I want to see and hear those successes. So share in the comments. I'd like to see what we do next.